tried to call me, and they're probably gonna call me back. So alternation, side to side, moving the hips throughout the ranges is very key. We tend to feel very stiff in the hips or whatnot, and people just tend to just passively stretch individual muscles. Or with that matter, chronic pain, chronic issues like SI joint pain, which is in the back, sciatica pain, if you're feeling it, particularly on one side going down one leg, yes. But again, you don't necessarily want to just release individual muscles to help that. Hip hike, one leg shorter than the other, all of these are really coming back to hip symmetry issues. So the more we can start moving the hips and taking care of them in that sense, the less you're going to run into these problems later on, which might actually be a little bit more complicated. But either way, movement is always going to be the key, and that's what I'm here to show you with all of this. So apologies one more time for all the technical difficulties. So even though there's already been one this session already, I'm just trying to get better at doing this. But if you're tuning in, I really appreciate you, because my stuff is legit and I know it will help you. So that's what it's about. So thank you for tuning in, even though I suck at presentation, or more so at technical stuff, IT stuff. I'm not really good at that. So here we go, 5 things that you can do before your workout, once you take a break from work, once you come out from a long trip in the car, before you go on a hike, before you go on your walk, before you work out. These are some things you can do to bring some neutrality back to your hips, because we're going to move it throughout the range and go in through a lot of a bit of a flow sequence. So one of my favorite stretches right here, the 90-90 position. You're bending in both knees right here. We're going to lean over this leg right here, so that's going to give you a glute stretch, but there's a lot more going on here than just that. As you can see, we got an internal rotation here, we got an external rotation of the hip here. Good, we're gonna reciprocate that, and we swivel switch, and now we got it on the other side. Now for some of you, sitting in this other side is gonna be very difficult, because you're already lacking that rotational ability in the hips toward one way. So this is gonna be a good little drill for you guys to do. But like I said, we're gonna do a whole bit of sequence going back and forth, so bear with me, check it out. This is what you're gonna do. So far, no other interruptions, which is great to see. Instagram is still there. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna drop your chest to your thigh. Good, inhale, exhale. You're gonna take this arm that's closer to the back leg, weave it through, get the back of your shoulder to your knee. Inhale, exhale. Good, push yourself away. Now beginners, push through the floor, or advanced, push through your leg. But what you're gonna do, push, reach with that same side leg, lower yourself. Good, unhook, unhook, rehook, rehook. Good little hamstring activity there. Drop your chest, inhale, exhale. Back arm, weave it through, back of your shoulder to your knee, inhale, exhale. Push yourself away. Okay, push through the floor, reach with that lead arm, crank the elbow back. Nice little rotational movements there. Unhook, unhook, rehook, rehook. Getting those hamstrings involved. Drop that chest, we'll go one more time. Arm through. Push away. Push, reach, drop. That reach, that is nice little extra rotation. You're just taking your body and just rotating it one way, rotating the other way. Here, as you drop your chest, as you bring your arm through, this is where we apply rotation one way. Push yourself away. Push through the floor, reach with this arm, and we got rotation the other way. So it's a healthy full body stretch. Good. All right, keeping it moving. And I'm just glad to just say one of the last time, no more interruptions, technical difficulties, which is good. I figured it was something to do with my phone, more so than internet. Okay, so staying in that position, we're gonna now move it into a little bit more of an advanced exercise. But once you learn to do this, you're gonna really open up your hips, okay? So check it out, back in this 90-90 position, all right? We're gonna do a 5 seconds off, 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, 5 seconds on, but not really off, nothing's really off. What I mean that, you're in this position, hands down, and you're just holding this chest up for 5 seconds. I do want some activity though. I want you to push both these legs down to sort of really support yourself, and mainly this leg. Push that leg down. So we're gonna sort of be doing that right now. Pushing them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then keeping this knee pinned down, you're gonna make the back foot pivot up and float. But try not to drop your chest to do that. Keep this chest up, hands down, and make that back foot float for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wiggle it around if you have to. Okay, place them down, push that knee down, keep that chest up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't let that chest drop, and let that back foot float for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put it down, pin both of these down, push them down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, back foot, make it float. Don't let your chest compensate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Unhook, unhook, rehook, rehook. Go to the other side. Okay. This is, for me, it's going to be more difficult side. So pay attention to what's difficult, and don't compensate to force up. Do what you can, and if it doesn't even raise up, that's fine. Don't force it. It will take some time to build this muscle, and for some people to activate it. So if you're trying to do this just to get your leg up, no, just stay in this position, and if it can't lift, it will. That's why you gotta practice it. So holding it, pinning both down for 5, 4, chest up, 3, 2, 1. Don't let that chest compensate. Let that back foot float for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push them both down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make that back foot float. Pivot, lift it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Pin them both down. Chest up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And make that back foot float. Pivot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice, nice, good, good. A little tough, but like I said, if you cannot lift your leg, don't worry. It's gonna take time. However, you are activating some very important deep muscles in there. And although that might seem like a weird movement, having control there is pretty important, especially for like little micro rotational movements of the hip. So let's keep it moving. This next one, not necessarily so much of a, it's going to stretch your hip, not so much of a hip moving drill, but more so a leg moving drill. So now we're going to activate all the musculature around the hip capsule. We're going to do a nice little leg circle. And I guess the key where this sort of ties in with the message is the one leg is going to be stable while the other leg is moving, and then you are alternating that. And we're also going to have a little bit of core engaged in this too, because you're going to be right here in this position, and you're going to stay locked. Now, a lot of people will cheat and bend their elbows in as they're trying to go through the leg circle because they don't have the strength. No, you keep it right here, locked out, and whatever your leg can do is what you can do. We're going to take our time with it, so that's fine. It's going to really work all these little muscles around attached around the femur joint, the femur, ball and socket right here. So, you know, some of these muscles have never been really worked before, so that's why we're going to take our time with it and be nice and strong in this position. Strong meaning push your elbows lock out and shoulder blades all the way forward. Don't let them sag in. All the way forward, so push yourself away from the floor as much as possible. We're in a lock here, okay? So number one, bring your knee to your elbow, inhale, exhale. We're gonna twist it out into a doggy piss. Keep those elbows locked out. Hold, inhale, exhale. Check those elbows, twist it into this kick the ceiling position. Hold, check those elbows, and drop it. Make sure the shoulder blades are pushing away, pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing yourself away. Raise it up, kick that ceiling, hold. elbows locked out, turn into doggy piss, stay strong in this position, hold, and check those elbows one more time, knee to elbow, hold, good, and that's it. One, and then we'll go one the other way. Pretty simple, but all those little keys are key to really realigning some posture there, getting some stability and good mobility throughout the hip. And like I said, more often than not, your hip problems are gonna come down to rotation, but it's really good to sort of release these sort of, the whole capsule area in a functional way rather than a passive stretching way. In a functional way, meaning in this regard, you're just kind of activating all these muscles, taking it throughout a healthy motion that kind of happens as we're running, so somewhat mimicking gait patterns, staying healthy to the human biology. Okay, so right here, now remember, push yourself away as much as possible. Elbows stay locked out, okay? Knee to elbow, inhale, exhale. Check those elbows, stay locked out, twist into doggy piss. Hold, inhale, exhale. Check those elbows, twist into kick the ceiling. Hold. Check those elbows, drop it, push yourself away. Make sure that you're pushing yourself away as much as possible. Kick up, hold. Twist, check those elbows and twist into doggy piss. Right there, hold. And knee to elbow, hold. Nice, very good. Yeah, so that gets really deep, really activating right those deep muscles further. And sometimes that can recentrate the femur, the thigh bone, into this socket where before it was a little more jammed up. So again, just healthy movement that we're trying to bring back to this hip. It might be hard work, but afterwards, even my players, a lot of my players, some of the lazy guys even were like, oh, I feel way more loose now. I feel way better right now. It's hard work, but it works. Hard work, but it works. I got two more things, and we're gonna get you going. One's more of a stretch, one's more of a core exercise. We're gonna do the core exercise first. And here's what it is. It is a simple side plank, but we're gonna sort of alternate from putting the pressure on the top leg to putting the pressure on the bottom leg. The bottom leg will be glute supported. The top leg will be inner thigh adductor supported. So that reciprocating pattern is going to be really healthy for the hip, so not only how the hip works functionally, but also for the hip mobility. Because sometimes, or more often than not, we're really dominant in one and we're clearly lacking activity on the other side. And even better with this is that you're testing yourself in this horizontal or frontal plane, side-to-side motion, checking lateral stability a little bit. So we're getting some good oblique function, some good shoulder stability, and more importantly though will be the hips. So if it challenges you, the lower body, don't be afraid from it. I'm going to show easier version and then a harder version. Okay, so this is where you want to get maybe a padding or something for your elbow. I'm going to position myself right here. Okay, so you want the top leg straight and the bottom leg bent. Okay, top leg straight, bottom leg bent. Why? Because we're going to keep one arm up, the other arm is on the padding. There we go, now you can see me. Okay, so keeping the bottom leg bent, you're going to bring that knee up off the ground, putting the pressure on the top leg, set it back down, and then we're going to bend the top leg, bring it up. Good, putting pressure on the bottom leg, glute. Set it down, bring the bottom knee up, exhale, putting pressure on the inner thigh, set it down, bring that top knee up, exhale. Set it down, bring it up, exhale. Set it down, bring it up, exhale. One more time, set it down, bring it up, exhale. Set it down, bring it up, exhale. The exhale is going to be actually really key to being able to withstand it if it's challenging. Don't run from it. you're gonna need this stability, you're gonna need this strength. Everybody needs to have good single leg stability, both good activation, activity, strength on the inner thigh as well as the outer thigh on both legs. It is imperative. It is so important. This is, I'm not gonna say this is where the key is, but this is a huge fundamental imbalance that we have, at least in the hip region, that everybody needs to be better at. So sorry if I'm preaching, but that is just to let you know how important it is to have good outer thigh and inner thigh, reciprocated, alternated, good strength and activity, which is why I love the side plank variation right here. Cool, enough talking, let's just get into it. Bottom leg bent, top leg straight, top arm up. Okay, top leg down, bottom knee up, exhale. Bottom knee down, with bend that shin in, remember, and lift that top leg up, bend it in. Sit it down, bottom knee up. Keep it in that 90-degree position, setting it down, top knee up. Setting it down, bottom knee up. Sit it down, top. One more time, sit it down, bottom. Sit it down, and top. Very good, yes, very good. The harder variation would be you put that top leg up on an elevated surface, but only the top leg if you want a little more inner thigh pressure. The bottom leg, yes, you can straighten it out for more pressure, but I like to start with the bottom leg bent because that really ensures that you're on your glute. Whereas if you lock it out, sometimes people who don't have their glute will compensate. So that's why I like to have the bottom leg bent. And the top leg is always gonna be straight, unless you unless you've torn like an inner thigh, then you'll have it, you know, we'll have to modify and you won't be able to do it, and we'll get into that another time. But anyway, that's a side plank, alternate, inner thigh, outer thigh, really good one. Sometimes that can really do the trick for you. So then the last one, putting that into a bit of a functional setting. Okay, you're gonna be on your feet. Okay. Like I said, this is gonna be a little bit more functional, but similar concept, inner thigh, outer thigh. Okay. So check it out. We're just gonna do one motion. Step one leg forward, the other leg, the heel stays back. Keep this hand right here on this hip so that you feel the rotation and you feel the stretch. In a sort of knee bent, sort of lunge position, you're gonna take this hand, you're gonna reach as far forward, rotating as much as you can. Keep that back heel straight on the floor, and you should eventually feel, I'll do it this way, a hip stretch right here, as you can see. And also, I want you to protrude your hip out to the side, get that good stretch, and then just come unwind, unwind, unwind. Unwind is key, okay? We wind up, and then unwind, and your heels are flat. Wind up. So as you're doing this, and as you push your hip out, the inner thigh should be doing a bit of work. Glute is stretching. Unwind. Let's go 3 more, or 2 more, excuse me. Rotate as much as you can into your hip. Unwind, last one. Rotate into your hip as much as possible. There you go, nice. That should be a good stretch, functional stretch. We'll go to the other side. I'll go head on for this last one. There you go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Sorry, just fixing this other camera. Now you can't see my feet. Now you can see my feet there. Okay, last one, and then that'll be it. Like I said, I'm keeping it short today. Quick little hip thing. What can you do to get your hips right? Get a little more symmetry, get a little more mutual. Keep the heels flat, okay? This side, okay? Just hand on the hip. Reach forward and feel that rotation and shift. And once you got that hip stretch, just hold it for a second and then unwind. Reach forward, shift, find that hip stretch, and rotate into this leg as much as you can. Feel that hip stretch and unwind. Remember to really hold it. That's why I say find that hip stretch and just hold it for a second. While you're doing that, this should be working the inner thigh just to stabilize the hell out of you. Good, we'll go 3 more. Nice little rotation. Oh, 2. 1. Rotate, 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 rotate as much, and try to look forward though still. And that's it. That's it. Cool. So 5 quick things. You know, go back and watch them again. And like I said, those details are all about what sort of makes these movements or stretches or exercises special. We need more reciprocation. We need more alternation in the hips. We don't want to passively stretch muscles that feel tight. We want to work the whole area. That one area that feels tight, it could be underworking or it could be overworking. It could be compressed or it could be decompressed. And obviously you want to get it evaluated, checked out. However, long term, long story, just for longevity, you want alternation at the hips. You want to take your hip throughout its range, different ranges, which we've done with these exercises. You want to activate all the little muscles all around because they all got to do their job in pulling that hip back to center. We've done that. And you've got to do movements or exercises that alternate. We've done that. 5 of them. That'll get you right, get you prepared for workouts, hikes, walks, or get you feeling bright after long sits from working, car rides, whatever it may be. Again, it's always about the message. Alternate, reciprocate, have fun with it, and move always in different ways. Play your sports, go on activities, do lots of things, swim, whatever it is, get out of the house. Just make sure that you're moving and take care of yourselves. Appreciate you bearing with all the technical difficulties that I've had. I don't know if you've seen this the 5th time or if this is the first time, but yes, I was having a lot of issues and it was actually with my phone. So I'm glad I got through this. I will be back next Monday with another session. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, shoot them my way and I will always look to answer them. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.